Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show, and I have with me Anil Rego, founder, CEO of Right Horizons. Today, live on the show, we'll be answering your portfolio queries. Hi, Anil. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Let's take first question of Jay from Bangalore, and Jay says that he wants to save for his future house construction. Time horizon for that is very tentative, 5 years from now, and for that he needs to build a portfolio and start saving and investing. I don't have all the details in terms of the amount that he wants to accumulate, the investment amount, but whatever information we have, and looking at the time frame, how much risk can he take, and what would you recommend?
Yeah, so considering that we have limited information, let me make a few assumptions there. So assuming that he needs about, let's say, a crore in 5 years, assuming a 12% return on the average of his mutual fund, assuming that does an SIP, right? Then he needs almost like 1.2 lakhs a month. Okay, and if on the other hand he wants about, let's say, 2 crores, then that amount will go to almost like 2.42 lakhs a month. So accordingly, he can plan for it. The only point that I would also like to make is that since these are giving, the equity funds that I would suggest, okay, then he would basically need to also keep in mind that as he comes closer to the requirement, he should take money out of equity and put in debt so that it's not subject to market risk at the time that he needs. Because what if, closer to his fifth year, there's market volatility and, his funds get impacted. So that's one point that whenever, an investor has a requirement coming up, over the year, then as you get closer to that, move money into debt so that you don't have a market impact.
All right, let's take the second question, which is from Vasant, and he's given a long list of queries along with the funds names, and he's also given you goals. For which he might want to accumulate. He's got various goals, for having 1 CR, say for his grandchild, the niece's child, for his children, and for his retirement, etc. So I will not read out the question, but then he is currently 45 years old, and he's got enough amount accumulated for his retirement also, it seems. 7 funds he has, and yeah, so where would you like to begin?
Yes, so first of all, I think he's done a very detailed planning, not only for himself, but his niece and niece kids and also his grandchildren. So I think, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of variables that will come as you go ahead. So I think it's good for him to take it step by step. And if we plan for all, he doesn't have sufficient assets to be able to achieve that. So let me give a slightly more practical perspective to things, right? So apart from say 5,000 rupees a month into retirement and NPS, he said he will do almost like 6,000 rupees across a range of funds, totally, all of it put together coming to almost like 58,000 rupees a month. And so that is something that he was able to do. Now, assuming that, he also said that, you go a 20% step up, 15 and 10. Of course, it was conflicting in two places there. So we assume 20% in the first 5 years, after 5 to 10 years, it's 15%, and after the next 5 years, we assume the 10% step up. When he gets into retirement, we've assumed there's no step up at all. Okay, those are the assumptions that we've made. So based on that, he would be able to build a corpus of almost like 63 lakhs 84,000 after 5 years, almost like 2.4 crores after 10 years, and 6.6 crores, after a 15-year period of time, right? So at the same time, we assumed that one of the needs that he was very specific about was his nieces. He wanted to give a gift to his niece. He had said 1 crore in about 8 years, which will really take away all that he's built up. So we suggest that, he restricted to something like 50 lakhs. And if he does that, he has some money left over, almost like 70.5 lakhs left over, at 2032. Then we've planned for a couple of important needs like his child's graduation. We're assuming that he will take care of the regular education needs, but a larger lump sum graduation, we've assumed something like 30 lakhs as of today, which will be almost like a crore, at the period of requirement. And similarly, for marriage, we've assumed something like 20 lakhs, and that will again be equivalent to a crore because the period of holding there is longer. So all, if you put all of these together, then even taking out, 2 crores, for his child education and marriage, he is left with, 7.8 crores, which will sort of take care of his, retirement out there. Now, the point to keep in mind is there is a little bit of buffer based on this assumption. And if then he's able to, have money for his grandchildren and his nieces' children at that point of time, he can then utilize for that. But I think, it's good to be a little conservative when you plan. And if you're able to do more, it's always better.
All right, let's take Jishnu's question from Kerala, and he's been investing since 2019, and he's given you the portfolio details. How do you look at his funds? And he needs 1 CR in 15 years.
Yeah, so again, I think Vishnu has planned well, okay, and he's said that he will also do a top up of something like 8,000 rupees a year. Now, probably to even 10,000. That is some assumption that I think, we will have to see whether he's able to continue to do that. But keeping in mind from what he wanted, he said at the end of 15th year, he would like to redeem about, 1 crore. So if he is investing, say, 32,000 as of today at a 12% return, in the past, it would have come up to 26 lakhs as of today. Now, going forward, this continuing one with a step up at the end of 15th year will come to almost like 3.68 type of crores. And assuming that he does that redemption of 1 crore and continues investing from there, and the balance amount, after compounding, that is available for the next period of time, okay, at the end of 20 years, he will have something like 6 crores to for all his requirements from there. So I think it's a decent place that he will be. It's much more than what he was looking for. Okay, but I'm sure he will find, the needs will come up as we go forward, and possibly he will use it up.
All right, it's time up on the show. Thank you so much, Anil, for being on the show and helping our viewers today. On that note, it's time to sign off, and I'm going to leave our viewers with our WhatsApp number and email ID. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.